Okay, we're going to talk about combining like terms. I know that's something we've been kind of struggling with, so I just wanted to kind of go over that a little bit. Um, and I'm going to start with kind of an easier one, 10n plus 4 plus negative 3n plus 2. So one of the strategies I've used is using a highlighter to highlight the like terms, especially the ones with the variables. Okay, so 10n, those are both like, and this right here, those are like terms, right? So 10n and negative 3n. So that's like 10 minus 3 would be 7, so that's going to be 7n. Plus, then if I wanted to, I can highlight again. I've got this 4 and a 2, and so that's just going to be 6. So 7n plus 6. Okay, so that was pretty easy, right? I'm going to go to a little bit harder of one. Do 6k plus 5 plus 4k minus 8 minus 3k. Okay, so I still only have the variable k. So I'm going to just kind of highlight my variables of k, 4k, and then this minus 3k, that's the same as negative 3k. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that subtraction sign with that 3k because that's the same thing as plus and negative, right? So I have 6 plus 4 minus 3. So 6 plus 4 is 10, and then 10 minus 3 is 7. So that's going to be 7k. And then here I have 5 and negative 8. So I've got a positive and a negative that I'm adding together. Since they're different signs, I'm going to subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. So that'll be negative. So that's going to be minus 3. Okay, now I'm going to take it up even more here. So I'm going to do 4 plus negative 2k minus 12 minus 2k minus a negative 1. Okay, one of the first things I'm going to do so that I don't confuse myself is I'm just going to go ahead and change that to plus a positive. Okay, because that way I don't confuse myself. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight those k's again. So I have negative 2k and negative 2k. So if I put that together, negative plus a negative, okay, so I'm going to be a negative 4k. And then I have 4 and 1, that makes 5, and then negative 12. Okay, so 5 and negative 12. Okay, and if you need to, go to the side and write it. 4 minus 12 plus 1. Okay, so if I did it that way, 4 minus 12, that's going to be a negative 8, right, plus 1, so it's going to be a negative 7. Okay, so that's going to be minus 7. Question, is it okay to say negative 4k plus a negative 7? Yes, these are the same things. That's fine. I'd prefer it that way, but this is equivalent. It's the same thing. Okay, now I'm going to throw two variables in there. So if I had negative 3x plus y plus 2 minus a negative 8x minus 7y minus 9. Okay, so I just made it harder by adding another variable in there. So this is where that highlighter really helps. If I start with my x's, okay, oh, hold on, I see something here, minus a negative. I'm going to go ahead and change that to plus a positive. And if you want to change these subtraction signs to plus a negative, you can. But I usually just think of it as a negative sign as I do it. So if I have negative 3x, and then I have positive, because that turned into positive, 8x. So that's going to make 5x, right? So that's 5x. Now I'm going to look at my y's. So I have y. Okay, if that confuses you, y'all, that is a 1y. Think of it that way. It's like a 1y. We just don't have to put a 1 there because if it's just y, that's just one of them there. But if it helps you when you're combining like terms, that's a strategy you can use. Then I have this negative 7y, okay? I'm thinking that that subtraction sign is a negative sign since I could turn that into plus a negative. So I have 1 minus 7. That's going to give me negative 6y, which is the same as minus 6y. Then I have 2 and negative 9 left. So that's 2 minus 9. And 2 minus 9 would be negative 7. So it would be minus 7. Could I say 5x plus a negative 6y plus a negative 7? Yes. This is the preferred way, but these are equal. Now, I am going to throw something different in there. I am going to throw some in that have the distributive property in it because that's where some of us get tripped up as well. So I'm going to start with kind of a simpler one here. I'm going to say negative 2 times 4n plus 3. Okay, it's important to understand what this distributive property is. This is saying I have the opposite of two groups of 4n plus 3. So that's saying I have 4n plus 3 twice, but I have the opposite of that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this to these terms. So I'm going to take it and distribute this negative 2 to the 4n and then negative 2 times the 3. Okay, and that means multiply because there's nothing there, right? So negative 2 times 4n would make negative 8n plus negative 2 times 3 is a negative 6. So that's negative 8n minus 6. Okay, so now let me take that same problem and just kind of take it a step further. If I had negative 2 times 4n plus 3 plus 15, sorry. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and take that negative 2 and I'm going to distribute it just to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to take this negative 2 and I'm going to distribute it there. So that's going to be a negative 8n. And then distribute it there. That's negative 2 times 3. So that's negative 6. And then I don't need to distribute it over here because that's not in the parentheses. So I'm just going to write plus 15. Now I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. I only have one n, so that's just negative 8n. And then negative 6 plus 15, okay, that is going to be positive 9, right? So negative 8n plus 9. Okay, I'm going to do another problem here. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit harder here. 9 minus 4 times 7 minus 2x. Okay, again, I have to distribute. Now here's what's important. I have to distribute this 4, but that's not just a 4. Since this is a subtraction sign, that's like a negative 4, okay? I could either say plus a negative, okay, that might help, plus a negative. So that negative 4 is going to be multiplied times the 7, and then negative 4 is multiplied by a negative 2x, okay? So that means I'm going to have 9 plus, that's a negative 4 times 7, so that's a negative 28. And then I have negative 4 times negative 2x. So negative times a negative makes a positive, so that's going to be a positive 8x. Okay, combine these like terms, 9 and negative 28. So that's different signs, so I'm going to subtract them. 28 minus 9 would be 19, but it's going to be negative plus 8x. Okay, could I change that around and say 8x minus 19? Surely could. Okay, I'm going to do some more problems because I know that we still need more help on that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do 3d plus 8 and negative d minus 5 in parentheses. Okay, making it difficult, aren't I? So I know I have 3d plus, I'm going to distribute this 8 here and then here. So I'm going to, and it might even help just to say times here, then times here. So 8 times negative d, that's just going to be negative 8d, and 8 times negative 5, okay, that's going to make a negative 40. Now I can combine like terms. I have 2 of the d's, right? So I've got 3d and negative 8d, so that's going to make negative 5d minus 40. Okay, now I'm going to make it even harder. I'm going to say negative 3d plus 3 times 2 minus 8d. I know I'm mean and evil, plus 11. So I know I'm going to go ahead and I know I have this negative 3d, right? Negative 3d. Plus, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 3 to this 2, right? So 3 times 2 is 6. And then I'm going to distribute this 3 to this negative 8d. So it's going to be negative, right? Because 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. So that's the same as minus, right? Minus 24d, because it's a d, right? Plus 11. So do I have any like terms? Yes. Okay, I have a negative 3d. And I'm going to take this subtraction sign, since that's like the same thing as a negative sign, and I'm going to highlight that with it because that's a negative 24d. So now I'm going to combine these. 24 plus 3 is 27, but it's negative, so it's negative 27d plus, and then I can just see I have 11 and 6. That's going to be 17. Okay, I'm going to do one more problem. I'm going to do negative 20 minus 2 times 8 minus 5y plus 6y. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking this negative 2. Well, I can go ahead and write minus 20. I'm going to take this negative 2 because that's subtracting 2 is the same as negative 2, right? Negative 2, and I'm going to distribute it to this 8, right? So negative 2 times 8 is 16, negative 16, so that's minus 16. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this negative 2 and distribute it to negative 5y. Okay, so that's going to get me negative 2 times negative 5 is a positive 10y, so it's going to be plus 10y, then plus 6y, because I just carried that down, right? So combine like terms, 10y, 6y, so that's going to be 16y, right? And then right here, negative 20 minus 16, that's like plus and negative, right? I'm going to add those together, and that's going to be 36, so that's going to be negative 36 plus 16y. Or 16, it's a funny looking 16, but 16y minus 36. I hope that helps you some.